Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this series from Hanna Karlzon's Seasons book. We're going to be doing the key today, and as I said in the previous video, I'm going to be doing it silver because I often do gold. I think in the last Hanna page where we did, we had a key, I think it was in the autumn page. I did it gold, so yeah, there it is. Whoops, can't see. So we'll do a silver one today, so it's a little bit different for you. So let's just come in a little closer. There we go, and pop it in the centre. Right, I've got my Polychromos again. Now what I tend to do when I'm doing metallics is work from dark to light and leave a little bit of white to indicate a shine. I think we'll start with quite a dark colour. I might actually start with the Paynes grey. It's quite a nice grey colour actually, and do all the bits that I think would be really dark and shadowy. So I'm thinking here on the sort of edges, here and here. I'm not doing a large area of this, it's quite dark. I can always come back and do a little more if I want to. And I'm thinking down here, so I might just do a little bit along there and there, like that. Now up here, thinking there might be some shade under this bit, because I'm thinking this bit might be sticking out a little bit. Shadow, I mean, not shade. And around there, and then maybe under here. And then at the top here, where we've got this circular part, I'm thinking just here and here. Then maybe here, either side of the sort of ribbon. That's it. It's really small, quite hard to see, I would imagine, but I just want to get started with a few little bits, and then we'll move on. I think we're going to move on to the Cold Grey 5. So we sort of jump a bit. We haven't gone to the Cold Grey 6, we've gone to the 5, so we've missed one out, just because if I had a much bigger area I would go through all the colours, but we don't, it's quite small, so that's why. Now firstly I'm going to extend those areas of shadow a little bit like this. Okay, and fade it along. That one I'm not. That really is just a bit of shadow. So what I'm actually going to do is put a bit on the end of here and here. Extend that a little bit. This one's teeny like that. And the same on this one. So just bring it in a little bit like that, and here. But we also want some other darker areas as well. Down here, now we could do this in a variety of ways. We could do it so that it goes dark to light with a lighter bit in the middle. We could do it so that it's dark on these edges and there's a light bit down the middle, but that's going to be hard to show because we've got a black line drawn down there. We could do a sort of diagonal texture to make it look more sort of like the light sitting at an angle, which is always quite fun. But I think I'm going to take notice actually of this designing here. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit there, put a little bit underneath those and here like this, and then bring that down. So it might look a bit as if this part's sticking up a little bit from this main piece here, and the same here. I think that might be fun. And then just bring the colour up. Now this is Cold Grey. I tend to use the Cold Greys because they look more silvery. What I'm going to do is now form a sort of diagonal. Can you see? I'm going to do the same on this side, so it's this, so that goes up there and down to there. So we've got a sort of diagonal line. Okay, I will extend that in a minute with the lighter colour. Up here it gets a little more complicated. Where do we put the shadow? We can use these lines maybe to help us, but I'm not really sure. I might do this, go around the edge. I think I'll do that. Go all the way around the edge. Keep it quite a thin line because it is quite narrow, especially here. Excuse me. So not concentrating today, not so much waffling. Well, I was just being nosy out the window. My neighbour's selling a house and there was someone there and her car's not there, but he had a tablet. It's a very smart looking car. He's smartly dressed. He had a tablet taking photos, so I can only assume, and he's got a key and he's let himself in, so he must be an agent. So I'm sure it's okay. We do try and look after each other in this neighbourhood. Look out for each other. Okay, and now I'm going to go to my final colour. I want the cold grey 3, but I've got 2 options here. I think it's this one, but my sharpen's so small I can't read it. This is number 232. Yes, that's the one, 232. And this is my final, excuse me. I think it'll be my final bit. I'm going to do this diagonal first because I'm quite excited by seeing how it's going to look. So I'm just going to take it up, keeping that diagonal, and here we want to have a white line in the middle. Right, there we go. It's not quite the angle that I'd sort of thought it would be, but I think it might work. And then it's a little bit more interesting than just putting it in the middle. And then bringing this forward, and I'm thinking, well, we want a bit of white shine on here too, but I'll come beyond all the detailing to make it easier. Just pop it there across that sort of central bit, leaving little bits of white. Now we've got these top bits that I haven't done yet. I'm thinking maybe I'll just put a bit across the middle and leave some white. Just going to fill that bit in because it's too small. So I'm thinking maybe just a bit here. Extend that down and leave the tip white, I think, for that one. And this one just bring it in, leaving a white bit in the middle. I think I'm going to do a bit either side there. Now on this one we can bring it down and up and leave a white shine. Now I'm going to extend this line here, but I need to sharpen it because it's quite fine in places, as you would have noticed if you're colouring along. So I want us to leave a small white line all the way around here. Obviously some areas are much thicker than others, so I'm just going to gently work my way through, extending the area of grey as much as is necessary, and obviously varying it depending on which part of the key we're at. So here we're quite thick, here we are thin, so it's just extending it to leave a white bit in the middle. My white bit's quite exaggerated at the moment. I may make it smaller in a bit. I'm just going to sit back and look. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to leave it there. But we've got our little bit of ribbon to do. Oh, I'm cold. Just going to pull my cardi around me a bit. I'm thinking, let's have a look. What have we got going on in this page? What will balance it? Maybe a pinky purple colour. Is that the magenta? Yeah, I'm thinking magenta. It will sort of go with the flower centre up here a little bit and pull some colours from our gemstones at the bottom. But it's not the same as this one. So here it is, magenta. Sorry, you can't see. Now this ribbon is drawn so it looks quite flat, like it's not a piece of, it's not a rounded thing like a lace. It's a flat piece of ribbon. So that's how I'm going to colour it firstly for this little bit here, I'm just going to leave a tiny bit of white because I like to make my ribbons look like they're slightly silky and shiny. So for this one we'll start dark here and then we'll just fade. What you can do is if you press fully here, then here if you start to lift your pencil up off the page, it produces a lighter mark. I'm not sure if that's going to be too much white, but I'll do this one first. It's easier to add in than take away. And then the same from this end. Pull it round. Yeah, maybe I'll just make that a little smaller. There we go. Now if you want, you can take an even darker colour. I think I just will. I'm going to grab the red violet and just make these bits just a tad darker. It may not really show, but I know it's there. And it just, the darker you have this part, the more shiny this looks. You could even use a tad of black, which I'm going to do just to demonstrate. So here is our black. And same as on the metal pieces, you could use some black. We might do that actually. So just here, just the smallest bit to make it look even darker. And we'll do it on the key. Let's just move up because we seem to be slipping. I'm thinking under here and here, in these areas where I sort of thought there might be shadow. Just a few touches. I'm just going to do a few bits on the edge of here too. I'm getting a bit carried away. Having too much fun. Maybe around there. If you do it around one side, you've then got to do it around the other, because it's going to look odd. Whoops, that's what you don't want to do. Go in there. There we go. I'm going to stop now or else I'm going to wreck it even more. Whoops. But there we go. There is our key. Now if you want to, in one of my pictures I put lots of glitter on the key. You can use things like stickers or just a glitter pen, things like that to make it look really shiny. I'm quite happy with leaving it like that with just the pencil producing the shine. But if you feel that it's not giving the effect you want, it's not looking metallic or shiny enough, that's what you can do. But there we go. I hope that was okay. A little bit shorter today, but we did have a bit of a mammoth one yesterday, considering they're all supposed to be quite short. But I hope you have a really lovely day. Have fun, take some time to colour or do something for yourself. Nurture yourself. We all deserve it. Have a lovely day and happy colouring.